Hi everyone, here's another follow-up video on more text tools and on how to type on different paths and how to shear or italicize a font. All right, so this next one we're going to do is typing on any path that you want. So we're going to create that path, not with a circle this time, but with a pen tool. So let's go P for pen, and I'm just going to single click, and create a path. And when you're done, let's go ahead and hit enter. And to type on this path, we're just going to go to our type tool and go to our type tool up here at the top, text tool. And once you come to it, it kind of turns red. It's a very slight, and it actually highlights over here on the left-hand side where you can see when you get close to it. Now, wherever you click is wherever your text is going to start. So I'm going to start here at the beginning, and it turns red right when you get to the path. I'm going to single click and type whatever. For this assignment, you could put whatever text you like as long as it's school appropriate. And now, when you're done, so I'm going to go ahead and hit escape on my keyboard, and there it has the blue box around it. This text is selected, so I don't actually have to highlight it to change the font. So this is kind of not an easy font to read. Let's go through and scroll on the right hand side through our fonts. I'll just choose something simple and go in and click on the size, and instead of a 20 point, let's go with a 30 point font. Okay, good, and that still fits on. Actually, let's make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to click on the 30 point and go to 25. Now, for it to change size, it has to be selected. This would not select. You got to click on it, and then you're able to change the font and the font size. And if you want to move it on the path, you can grab the diamond, the reddish orangish diamond, and you could slide your text wherever. Now, let's go ahead and change. Typically, what you'd probably do is mostly come back to click not on your text, but let's click on the path, and you can come to the borders. And two things you can do: you can either make it invisible by clicking on the eyeball, or you can even delete the border right there. But for the sake of the assignment, I do want to leave the path, and let's just tone it down to like a light gray so we can still sort of see it. All right, next one is not just a straight line, but I'm gonna go back to my pen tool, and I'm going to click and drag, and let's get ourselves like a little bit of a curve right here. All right, and when we're done, enter on your keyboard, black arrow V, and I can move this path wherever. And let's type on this one. It doesn't have to be a straight line. It can be any shape. If you want to type some text that goes around a fish or a jaguar or whatever, or a tree, you can make it fit that tree perfectly. Let's go to our type text tool, single click right here, and it's highlighted in blue. Hey, whenever your text is highlighted in blue, you do not need to hit backspace or even delete. Just go ahead and type, and it will automatically type over it. So how about never give up? There we go. All right, again, now I'm going to click off, and it now is selected. You can see that light blue box around it. Let me zoom in for that. You can see that light blue box around it. You are now able to change the font. And there we go. Let's go with this font. We do want to make it bigger, so I am going to come over here to the font size, and I probably want to double. Let's go to 40 point font. All right. And again, if you need to move the text, you're going to go to your selection tool, the black arrow, click on your text, and it's the diamond. You can move it wherever you want. Now, also, once you've typed your path, you can still come back and edit the path, and the text will move with it. So let's go to my white arrow, which is shortcut is the letter D on your keyboard. And if you want to click on these anchors and you don't like the path that you drew, you can, give it more curves if you want. Oops, let me click on that handle there, and the text will adjust with it. And again, just like the other one, let's go ahead and click on the path. And just for sake of the assignment, let's decrease the color. Let's make it into a light gray path just so I can see that. And last but not least, let's show one more thing on how to shear or italicize a font. So you're just going to go to your type tool for the third part of this assignment, and you are going to single click one time, and let's just type a word, and let's deselect. Now, one thing I want to show you on this one, and this is very useful, if you want to, an easy way to increase this is obviously you can come over here to the font size, but if you click over on auto scale font, click on auto scale font, this bottom corner turns orange. You could grab the corner. Now, please make sure you hold shift, and will keep the box proportionate. And there we go. We can increase the size just by clicking auto scale and grabbing this corner. And again, please hold shift. All right, but let's say we wanted to italicize this font. When you click on it, here's the font name. Here is where some fonts are actually, you could bold, italic, or underline. This one doesn't have it, but we can still do it by clicking up above where it says transform. And this transform allows us to do more things with this. You could play around with these transform options over here, or you could just come over and this is where you can rotate your font. When you have the double curved arrow, Control Z to undo that. Or I'm going to come up here to the top. And once you click on this top line, it turns into a left-right double arrow. And I'm going to click and drag to the right. Now, please, if you want, kind of hold shift. It'll kind of keep it constrained. Well, it'll do a lot of different things. You'll see what happens if you don't hold shift, but experiment with that. And there you can kind of fast forward or italicize, or in Illustrator, what we call it is just shear. It will shear the font, lean it to the side. And it could actually, so this is like a moving forward, or if you want to give a like a racy um, effect to a font, usually is what they do a shear for, or a fast like that leaning forward. Or you could even do a leaning backwards one if you shear it to the back. All right, so this is it. If you want to turn this in by screenshotting, why don't you go ahead, just for the sake of this, why don't you go and click on one of these anchors, and that way I can kind of see your path, what you did to click. Let's screenshot this and get it turned in. All right, hope that helps. Have fun.